So on this test, the candidate has gone as far as the big roundabout that everyone's scared of. In this area it's called Griff Roundabout, Griff Island. And she's changed lanes in the middle of the island without checking her mirrors. And you'll see that she changed lanes twice, or changes lanes twice, and that's her downfall. So let's see how she gets on in the meantime. I'll try and point out that all the things that she's done well and all the things that she's kind of struggled on in the meantime. We're just around the corner from the test centre here. My dash cam isn't the best one. I think it starts a minute after it's supposed to, but there it is. She's pulled in and parked on the left along this road. Now this happens quite a lot from this test centre, is they pull in along this bit of the road at the very start. And whichever test centre you're at as well, the examiners will have a kind of favoured places where they do all of these different exercises and manoeuvres. So it's a good idea just to learn out, just to try and find out where they are, and kind of, you know, practice that particular exercise there. So for instance, I would bring my students here and we would stop on this road and pull away, just so they're familiar with that. And of course, on this test route, we would turn left here. You can only go left at this point. Excuse me. So we're going to career along this road. Now, the thing here about learning where the test exercises are and where the test manoeuvres are conducted, the favoured places, and also learning the test routes in general, it's to your advantage. So if you have an instructor that says that they're not going to teach you the test routes, they're going to teach you how to drive for life, then get rid of them and find someone who will teach you how to pass the test. That is actually what you're paying for. And that's, you know, test standard is above the standard most people are driving at anyway. So you are learning that skill. Anyway, there you go. That's my opinion on that. And it won't change. And I'll challenge anyone that thinks different. So we're here. What she's done there, she's pulled away from that junction and she's taken her time. She's inched forward. And she's adjusting her speed now to try and time her approach on this one. And there you go, she's timed her approach. She's meant that she can get in front of the van quite safely and around the roundabout, meaning that she's not had to stop. So that's a very, very good piece of driving there. Climbing up the hill here, we're going to go over the top and down the other side. It's actually a railway bridge. Or is it a canal? It's a canal. We're going to go over the top and down the other side. And again, we come into a mini roundabout, and again, candidate is slowing herself down, timing her approach so she can see everything and she can breeze through the roundabout quite easily. This test is actually going very, very, very well. I haven't spotted a single fault yet. And even here, you can see that she's drifting out. She's going to kind of glide past the parked cars there, and then she's going to glide back in. There's no definite steering in and steering, or steering out and steering in. So again, she's dealing with things very early. She's seeing things early, and she's being nice and positive with her drive. So this is very good. There's another roundabout coming up, so you'll see that she's not going to go too quick, but now she's adjusting her speed to deal with this roundabout as well. This time she's decided to stop because there are two cars that are indicating to go right. She's seen both of those, and so she's going to wait for those to go and then make her way around the roundabout. Now that's good as well, isn't it? Because what she's done there is she's made sure that those two cars, which are going on the same bit of road as her, are moving away from her. She's not moved in front of them where they're going to be behind her, moving towards her. she's allowed them to go, and you know, they're moving away from her now, and so she can't, she's must be safe. So that's very, very good piece of driving as well. Here she's been asked to pull in and park on the left again, and she's going to shortly now move off again along this road. You know, you will be asked maybe 3 or 4, sometimes even 5 times to do this. It's just for various reasons, really. They will have had a reason to do it on this road. It's very similar to the one that they just did earlier, so I'm not quite sure what the examiner's at here, but there it is. It's just part of the test. As we come along here, these speed bumps, by the way, she wants to be doing just under 20 as she goes over the speed bumps, and actually she's keeping the speed quite low because there are lots of speed bumps along this road. We can see that now she's doing 17, she's coming up to the speed bump, she's keeping it down below 20, and over you go. And that's just being nice to the car, really, more than as much as anything else. It's just being, you know, a good driver, and not being reckless in your driving. And again, there's another speed bump here. Again, she'll do the same thing. You'll notice she's not slowing down or speeding up in between the bumps, but she's keeping a steady pace. And that's what the speed bumps are for, aren't they? They're there to slow the traffic down, and that's exactly what's happened. So again, a good piece of driving. She's waiting this time because she saw the grey car. There was also a bus that was approaching, but I think they've turned off. And here we go, coming along this next road now, fairly long, straight road. So, you know, we're having no problems. Again, I've not seen any faults. I don't know if you've seen any as you're watching this video. But for me, so far, has a clean sheet. If you look at the speedometer, it's about 25, 26. It's a 30 zone, so there's no need for her to go up to 30. There's absolutely no requirement to do that. And she's going at a steady pace here. It says on the road, look, they're slow. So she can't be marked down for going under 30. It says slow on the road. She's actually doing what the road is telling her to do. So again, a very, very good. She's taken notice of the road markings, and she's not kind of being reckless at all in her driving. This is quite a tricky junction, this next one, by this pub. She'll be turning right at it. And if you look on the road on the right that's coming in from the right, it's a fairly busy one. So you've just got to be careful about where all the traffic's coming from. This time she's found a nice little gap. And why? Because she's bright enough to time her approach to the roundabout. So she can, as soon as she can see where the gaps are, she's using them. Again, very good. We're having no problems with this test. It's all looking as though she's going to sail right through it. We're coming to the next roundabout here, and she'll be turning right at this one as well. This time there's traffic coming in from the right, so she's just going to halt for a second or two, and she's just now looking for a gap. There's a blocker there, but she's not going to use it because she's heard a fire engine behind her. And you'll see it in a few seconds. She's going to let the fire engine go. There he goes. And now she's going to deal with the roundabout as well. So again, it looked like, at first it looked like she was hesitating a little bit there, but actually no, she was letting the emergency vehicle go through, and that's absolutely fine, isn't it? As she comes off the roundabout, she was going to move directly into the left lane. Everything about this test is going very, very, very well. This is quite a steep hill that they're coming down now, down to this next roundabout. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the brakes going on. There you go. It was 38, now it's 36, 34, 31. She's bringing the speed down. She's getting it down to the second gear speed, into second, looking to see if it's clear. This time it's not clear. So she's going to move on once it is. And again, she's let the red car move away from her. safest thing to do. This is a fairly quick road, this one, and she's gradually building the speed up. Now you'll notice there's no real proper acceleration there. You don't need to do that. You can just ease the car up to the speed of the road. It's absolutely fine. And here we are. She's managed to get up to 43. It's a 50 zone, so again 45. You don't want to go 46. You don't want to go up to 50. There's no need to do that really. There's cars in front of her, so she'd only going to catch up to the back of that van, really, wouldn't she? As we're coming down to the roundabout, this is so far a perfect test. Not seen any faults yet, and this, unfortunately, is where it's going to go wrong. It's difficult to tell from this video, but it will be where she's not checked her mirrors before she's changing lanes. She's actually in the lane that goes to Coventry here on the Griff roundabout, and she might think to herself at this point, oh, you know, I'm in the wrong lane. At some point I'll need to get over to the right hand lane because maybe she's been asked to go somewhere else, but that's a mistake really. On these big roundabouts, your best course of action for your driving test is, once you're in your lane, just stay in it. And even if it's the wrong lane, just stay in it, let that lane take you off the roundabout and let the examiner find their way back. They're quite happy for you to do that because it's the safest thing to do. But if we look here, she's going to get this far or so far around, and then she'll suddenly divert into the next lane on the right, and it's coming up about here. So ambulance goes and over she goes, and she's not had time to check her mirror properly there, and over she goes again there, and again in one of those, and at least one of those, she didn't check her mirror properly. She said to me that she did check, but she kind of didn't make it obvious that she checked, and that to me means that she probably glanced in it, or the examiner might have seen her checking it and think, well, that was just a glance, that's not really good enough, and so that's why she's failed. A best course of action here was just to follow, even if it's the wrong lane, follow that lane off the roundabout and stay in a kind of safe position. So she's a very, very good driver. She will pass the next one, and hopefully you've found that useful, and I'll see you in the next one when, you know, I'm sure there's going to be a real positive result. Cheers guys.